Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to try to do a very short video about something that happened to me a few days ago, and the video was originally going to be about a very different point of view, but while I was reviewing the footage, I noticed something that completely changed that. Anyway, so the other day I was flying around in a nearby park, just a small practice session. I tested the follow me function now with the RealSense module installed, and also I tested the home mode. I had already used it previously, but as soon as the H came back close to me, I set it back to angle mode and continue flying, or if I would have to land, then I would land manually. The reason being that I feel like the home mode, or rather the landing mode, is too aggressive. I feel like the machine comes down too fast and it could damage either the camera or potentially break landing gear or whatever. Anyway, I found a couple of cool things. I think I read somewhere that during the home mode you had still control on the sticks, so you could steer around to manually avoid obstacles. But something that I didn't know is that you could actually control the descent rate. So that was something that I found that was pretty cool, and I tested it a couple of times and it was pretty awesome. So I did this for about two or three times, and when I was reaching the low side of my battery, I thought that I should call it a day. Anyway, when I was about to land, I was reluctant to use the home mode, as the behavior of the H is to climb at least 20 meters or more depending on the setting, and then search for the home position and proceed with the auto land process. So I didn't want to do that, because if it climbed 20 meters again, then it will consume more battery, and I really don't like to reach the low battery warnings. So what I thought was that I would manually land as I usually do. However, when I was doing that, the H at some point stopped in the air, so it wouldn't come any lower, and I thought that it was pretty weird, and my first thought was that I had triggered some kind of problem for interfering in the auto land procedure previously. So anyway, I kept trying for at least a couple of times more, and that's when I got my low battery warning. So I really started kind of feeling a little bit nervous. So as you know, when you get the low battery warning, you get the red warning screen on the remote. It starts vibrating, the lights on the unit start flashing, and well, when everything's under control, it's okay, you just proceed and land normally. But I kept thinking about the H not being able to go any lower, and what I ended up doing was switching back to the home mode, and when it started to climb, I gave the left stick, the throttle stick, a little pull down, and it seems that canceled the normal climb up to 20 meters at least, and it started descending automatically. So I don't know if that was because I pulled the throttle down or because it was already on the low battery warning. So anyway, it started descending, so that gave me some peace of mind while it was descending. I don't know, I also kept pulling the left stick by instinct, so it had a pretty rough landing, and I really don't like to do that, because well, that was the point of not using the auto landing feature. I wouldn't like that to happen when there's a little bit of wind and having it tipping over. So anyway, I thought that I had experienced for the first time the H refusing to land, and I was about to do a whole video about that. But as I was reviewing the footage, I noticed that actually it was all my fault. During that moment, I completely missed the fact that I didn't lower the landing gear. So I don't know if you know about this, but when you have the RealSense module, it doesn't matter if you're using it or not. If the landing gear is up, the H won't come any lower than around 6 meters. So I felt kind of weird. I feel relieved that actually there was no problem with the H, but I feel very weird by the fact that I completely missed that. And even right now, as I'm watching at the footage again, I'm kind of confused, because if I weren't looking right now at the footage that you're looking, I would swear on my life that I had lowered the landing gear and that the H was just stuck hovering beyond my reach, a few meters above the ground. So I guess that my point is that sometimes our brains can play tricks on us. As I recall, I can see the H with the landing gear down refusing to land. But again, the footage doesn't lie. I can clearly see the moment the landing sequence, the automatic landing sequence begins, the gear comes down. And this past week has been very busy for me, and my mind has been all over the place. I've had a lot of other things on my mind. Anyway, the point is that even though I was completely sure that I had a genuine hardware problem, and I could swear if I wasn't looking at it that that's what happened, that it could happen to anyone. So anyway, I just felt like sharing this experience with you guys. Sometimes we refuse to admit our mistakes. We blame the machine. We tend to blame some hardware malfunction, some defective component. But sometimes, well, it's just us, and we just have to admit that we were wrong, and well, just be honest with ourselves. So anyway, I hope this wasn't too boring for you. If you want to see the complete footage about that flight, I've already uploaded that video, so you can click here and go watch it. And I hope you have a great flight. See you later.